What's going on, guys? Bearded Reg here. Welcome back to the channel. Today's the day, long anticipated. Many questions have been asked about this. We're going to be testing accuracy and ammo types through the Ruger SFAR. I have about 20 to 23 different types of ammunition, from brands to grain weights, bullet types, all that kind of stuff that we're going to be testing out here today. Got my shooting seat set up at 100 yards. So we're going to go down the shoot house. We're going to go over the Ruger SFAR. I'm going to show you guys the ammunition that I've purchased, and we'll get to shooting. Alrighty, guys, we're back down here in the shoot house. So I have a bunch of different ammos I'm about to pull out here and show you guys. And we're gonna be shooting at 100 yards down here to see what ammo runs through it, which one is the most accurate, and just kind of give you guys a baseline so you don't have to go out and purchase thousands of dollars of ammunition like I did, to see what your gun likes. Hopefully saves you guys some money and some time and some headache. As it currently stands, my gun likes the Hornady 168 grain AMAXs. Take this test with a grain of salt. This is a sample size of one gun. Approximate round count through this gun is about 1,400, somewhere around there. I've had zero issues out of it, with the exception of running Freedom Munition 168 grains, which I will be testing those today. So we might see some malfunctions out of that. The gun, like I said, nothing on it special. The barrel is a 16-inch barrel, a 1 in 10 right-hand twist. And the optic on here is the Primary Arms SLX 3X Micro Prism. It's a phenomenal optic just in general, but I really like it on this gun. I thought about switching an EOTech over on this, but I haven't decided yet. I picked one up yesterday from Dixon Gun Works, so thank you to Dixon Gun Works for that. But we're gonna keep running this little 3X for a little bit. So again, this is a 3X fixed magnification optic. We're at 100 yards. The first ammunition we're going to be doing is the Wolf. This is, again, 145 grain 308 Winchester full metal jacket. Alrighty, guys, the next ammunition up, this is the Red Army Standard 150 grain full metal jacket. 147 grain PMC bronze. Next ammunition, PMC X-Tac 147 grain. Next ammunition is the MagTech 7.62 M80 ball. Next ammunition, this is the ZRS 7.62 M80. Next ammunition, PPU 308 soft point 180 grains. Next ammunition, Winchester M118 long range 175 grain Sierra Match King. Next ammunition, PPU Matchline 308 hollow point boat tail 168 grain. Winchester 308 147 grain. Hornady 168 grain AMAX. Hornady 168 grain hollow point, boat tail hollow point. Hornady 178 grain ELDX. Hornady 155 grain AMAX. I only have 4 rounds of this. This is the Freedom Munitions 168 grain AMAX. .308 165 grain with the Barnes TSX. Federal 308 trophy bonded 165 grains. Federal 180 grain trophy bonded. Federal 308 bonded soft point 150 grain. Remington 180 grain core lock PSP. Remington 165 grain core lock tipped. Nosler 158 grain AccuBond. Nosler 168 grain hollow point boat tail. Alrighty guys, we're back in the shop. I want to apologize for the length of this video, but I want to make sure that everything kind of gets out there and is as straightforward as I can give it. So let's get started. Is the Wolf 145 grain steel case ammunition. This stuff right here. Again, I'll do a close-up, I'll do a picture and all of it. I'm going to go from the farthest shot. I'm going to go farthest shot to farthest shot. I'm going to put the center of my measurement right in the center of each hole. 2.9 inches. Now, if I eliminate the farthest shot from the equation, which I'll do on all of these, 1.43 inches. So pretty impressive. And again, guys, my point of aim at 100 yards, these targets were sitting at 100 yards, was this center red diamond right here. I have a 3x fixed magnification optic on here. So take that for what it's worth. Red Army Standard, 150 grain. Red Army Standard, 150 grain. Farthest shot to farthest shot. 2.8, 1.19. That's pretty impressive, but there's that. Now the Red Army Standard, I did have a malfunction with on 2 rounds. They were hard primer strikes. I know I said previously that they were soft primer strikes, but I looked at them, they were not. So it took a second strike on those primers to get those to go through, but they did, and there we are. PMC 147 grain. This is the bronze. This stuff here. This group really surprised me. PMC's always been pretty good ammunition. I might end up shooting this one again just to kind of see, like I said, and I'll post the results of that. But farthest to farthest is 4 inches. It's 1.4. So this 3-round group here is 1.4 inches. Next is the PMC 147 grain X-Tac stuff. This ammo I like to run just as general plinking ammo, and that kind of shows. The group is very consistent, center line of the target, which is good, but it is quite a bit of a spread. 4.8, right about 1.6. So this little 3-round group right here, 1.6. Next one is the SAR M80. SFAR M80. So this ammo I have a lot of as well because I bought it when it was really cheap and I bought my first 308 just to do some plinking. I've had pretty good luck out of it. This group is really surprising, honestly. So I'll probably reshoot this one again. Farthest to farthest is 6.1. And then the closest 3-round group is 3.4. So these 3 rounds right here is 3.4. This is the PPU. This is the PPU 180 grain soft point. Sorry guys. So let's cut. 2.7. If I eliminate the farthest round, right at 2.1 if we eliminate the farthest round. Not terrible, not great. This is the Winchester M118 service grade long range ammunition. I've heard this is some pretty good stuff. I'm gonna reshoot this one again because this group, I mean, it's not awful, but I would expect this stuff to do better. But we are where we are. Let's see. 2.8 at the farthest, and the closest 1.6. 1.6 isn't bad. I would call that acceptable. I mean, it's acceptable accuracy out of the gun, but I'd like to try it again because I've heard of some pretty good stuff. All right, the next one is the PPU 168 grain hollow point boat tail, this stuff. And 2 of these rounds are touching. I know it's kind of hard to see, but that right there, that's 2 rounds, that hole. 2.4 from farthest to farthest, and 1.5 if we eliminate the farthest flyer. Not bad. The next is the Winchester 147 grain white box. This one I was kind of surprised with. I don't know if you guys can see, but that's my farthest round right up here. So I'll measure it for you guys as long as this reaches. Let's see what we got. So that one I'm going to totally put on myself. Yeah, that's like 9 inches of spread. So we're not going to count that. Make sure this is re-zeroed since I went kind of all the way out. Okay, 3.8 if we eliminate. So to this hole, it's 3.8. If I do these 3.1. Not great. Alrighty guys, this is my favorite, the Hornady, well what I assumed was my favorite. I have a new favorite though. This is the Hornady 168 grain AMAX there. Farthest to farthest is 1.9. And I'm right at 1 inch. So that's not bad. I love that ammunition. It's pretty expensive. I mean, it's not terrible. It's $24 a box is what I found it at from AB Guns. They don't have any more of it, so I probably bought them out. I bought a lot of that stuff because I really, really like it. The next one is the Hornady 178 grain ELDX. This stuff right here. I'm kind of surprised they didn't do better. I might reshoot it, I'm not sure though. 5.1 at the farthest and 2.9. Not awful, not great. All right, the next one is the Hornady 155 grain AMAX. Not that you guys can see from that distance, but that's stuff right there. This one doesn't surprise me. My gun doesn't really like lighter loads, so this one's not super surprising. 4.4 and then 3.2 at the closest. This is the Hornady 168 grain boat tail hollow point. I find this one interesting that it didn't do better. Farthest is 2.5, 1.2, so not terrible. Freedom Munitions, 168 grain AMAX. Now, as far as performance-wise goes, it does very similar. I only had 4 rounds of it. That's what I was on the paper. It performs very similar to the Hornady, but it smokes. There's a lot of unburnt powder in it, and I got a lot of popped primers out of the 100 rounds that I ordered. 1.7, and then just a hair over 1 inch. Federal 180 grain, trophy bonded, this stuff here. The Federal stuff overall, as you guys will see, I was pretty surprised with and pretty impressed with. This one actually has 2 holes touching as well. Right there, that's 2 rounds. So we're at 3.2 at the farthest, is a 0.7. So that's pretty impressive. Next one we got is the Federal 165 grain trophy bonded. Stuff here. 4.3 at the farthest. And a little over 1 inch at the smallest group, so not terrible. This is the Federal 165 grain TSX Barnes bullet. This stuff. 2.9 at the farthest. 2.3 at the closest. Remington 165 grain, where's it at? Corlock tipped. This stuff. We're right at 3 inches at the farthest. And 1.6 at the closest. Remington 180 grain Corlock. This is the PSP. this stuff. This one kind of surprised me because, again, 2 of the rounds are touching on this as well. Right there. We're right at 2 inches for the farthest and 0.86 for the closest. That's really impressive. All right, Federal Fusion 155 grain soft point. This one was also a surprise for as light as that bullet is. It did as well as it did. 2.5 at the farthest. 1.6 at the closest. The Nosler 150 grain AccuBond. So this was another one that, again, being a light bullet, I was kind of surprised with. 2.4 at the farthest and 1.6 at the closest. 168 grain hollow point boat tail Nosler. This one, I'm probably going to buy more of this as well with the 168 grain Hornady Amex. I like this group a lot. It's pretty good. Farthest, 1.3. Closest, 0.83. So I like that. Was the Magtech 762x51 M80 ball. This right here. So farthest, 3.6. Closest group, 2.3. Not bad, not bad. So guys, overall, there's definitely some ammunition that surprised me. There's definitely some that surprised me both good and bad, to be completely honest. My top picks, the Nosler 168 grain hollow point boat tail, I really like. The Freedom 168 grain, I really like. The 150 grain Hornady, I hate to say it, but the Corlock Remington, I really like. And then I really, really hate to say it, but the Wolf did pretty good. It did pretty good for being steel cased ammunition. That's the cheapest. That is the cheapest ammunition on the table right now. I think it was like $11 a box or $10 a box, something like that. It performed really well. It performed better than the PMC Bronze, which is really surprising because that ammunition I've run in my ARs and stuff like that, and it's very good ammunition. PMC is really good stuff. But that's where I'm at with it, guys. I'll probably reshoot some of these, the ones that I've had better consistency with, like the SAR ammunition from Zinc Point. I've had pretty good luck with. That was a really surprising target. But overall, guys, there it is. That's, like I said, sample size of 1, my rifle. The wind today was about 5 to 7 miles an hour down in the holler I was in. So nothing that would affect it at 100 yards. Again, 100-yard target, shooting from a bog tripod. This is a 16-inch Ruger SFAR with a 1 in 10 right-hand twist with the primary arms 3X fixed prism scope, the ACSS reticle in it. So you guys out there can probably do a lot better if you have a better magnification scope, lead sled, stuff like that, are better behind a gun than I am. You can probably do a lot better, but that's the results I got for just an average dude. So I hope this helps, guys. I hope this helps you narrow down what ammunition you're going to run through your gun. Let me know in the comments below what you've run, what you like, what your gun likes. I'm curious to know because I know some of you don't like the 168 grain Hornady AMAXs and your gun doesn't like it. So that's, again, sample size of 1. Take that for what it's worth, but hopefully this saves you guys some money. I've bought this ammunition from anywhere I could find it all over the web. At Dixon Gun Works is where I bought it, a lot of it in store. But overall, guys, there it is. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for all the likes and all the subs at 1,200. And that's phenomenal. I can't believe that. I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you for everything. Get over on Instagram, follow me over there. I'll post the results of here on there as well. But guys, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You know, if you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Get over and watch the other videos for the Ruger SFAR if you have any questions about what's on it, how's it set up, stuff like that. Get over there and check out my other videos. I do the weights of everything and compare it to a Daniel Defense. But guys, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Stay strapped, and I'll see you at the range.